The time at which America was greatest was during the Civil Rights Movement, when dissent and protest was how citizens claimed their country. For greatness to be described in any other way would be excluding a really important part of American history. In that sense, dissent is the greatest form of patriotism. My co-founder on this project, Hank Willis Thomas, and I started thinking about the overlap between art and politics. I mean, artists, I think, are often asked to do everything right up to the point of actual real political engagement.
I mean, I would have a hard time identifying a period in history where art wasn't completely crucial to the way that we understood what was going on.
The messages that we were seeing and hearing were really unsatisfying. And we really wanted to do something that addressed how artists can engage. We were trying to say, what is the conversation that is happening, and where can we make that conversation more true to the ideals of our democracy? We did a lot of research and talked to lawyers and started to understand the way in which political speech is handled in our electoral system. And the Super PAC is kind of a political advertising agency that puts out political messages.
It felt urgent in the moment, and it felt like it was something that needed to happen.
And so we thought, well, what if we create our own Super PAC to push out more complicated messages?
It's also a way for us to get out and be seen by more and more people outside of the art world and get them out into the public arena.
The one that got the most attention was based off of Spider Martin's civil rights era photograph. We were receiving phone calls from people saying, what does this mean? Why did you put this up? And making all kinds of assumptions of what our political agenda was, often which were not at all true.
No.
For some, it is unsettling.
I mean, first thing is negative that comes to my mind, just because of the Make America Great Again.
I do not feel that it's art. I do not.
If their mission was to simulate conversation in a state with a racial history like Mississippi, they have, and some of that conversation is angry.
It was a kind of productive confusion where we were putting something out there that people were really thinking hard about. And unlike in other forms of advertising, they weren't able to consume it, but rather we were trying to say, what is the conversation that is happening, and where can we, as artists, make that conversation more robust? It seemed ripe for artists to step in and ask some of these really difficult questions.
The Freedom of and Freedom for posters came out of a desire to bring even more people into the conversation.
You saw thousands of people fill out their own lawn signs. So you have people writing their definition of what freedom means to them. And so it creates this real layered composition.
We had all hoped that each one of the artworks would create a conversation about history, about present moment.
The artwork that we're interested in often asks a question and doesn't answer it, and leaves you in an unresolved state, which is scary. That can be disconcerting, and that's where we want to bring people. I think the Project for Freedoms did make people feel a whole range of emotions. Some people felt really excited about the inclusion of perspectives that they don't normally see. Other people felt really upset and confused and angry. So we just created a vehicle where people could project their own emotions onto it.
There are problems across our criminal justice system. There are biases, some conscious and unconscious, that have to be rooted out.
And so now that we have to figure out what we do with what we've built. The Super PAC got us to a certain stage, but now I'm not sure that we need that vehicle. We can be something else. We can be a nonprofit. We can work in multiple ways.